you're just joining us now, we are going to be hearing from Sabrina Walker-Hernandez to talk about strategic stewardship for donor retention and growth. I will just pull up my slides again. And yeah, we've had just an incredible lineup of sessions so far. This is going to be a quick, short 20-minute session. So thank you so much, Sabrina, for joining us. She is the president and CEO at Supporting World Hope, and she's had 25 years of experience helping nonprofits really build their relationships to increase revenue. And she's helped an organization go from $750,000 to $2.5 million in revenue, and has completed a $12 million capital campaign, and the list goes on. And so I'm so happy and thrilled to welcome her here and have her share all of her insights with us. So welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm horrible at timekeeping. I am going to try to make sure I stay on time. So one of the first things that I am going to do is I am going to share my screen. Now, the tech gods never liked me, so I'm going to need someone to tell me if they see the presentation or if they see the back end. So if you could let me know, that would be great. Do you see the presentation? Perfect. Yes. Yay. Check mark 1. So we're going to be talking about Beyond Gratitude, Strategic Stewardship for Donor Retention and Growth. And as we get into this, I will try to be efficient with the time because I have a lot I want to share with you, but a little bit about me. Why am I qualified to come and talk to you about this? So I studied political science. I studied public administration. I studied nonprofit management at Harvard Business School. And I'm certified coach, consultant, and facilitator. And what I do right now is I help nonprofits, I help associations and mission-driven businesses really build relationships. That's what I'm about, that increase their revenue. And I do that through strategic planning, board and leadership development, training, webinars like this, keynote speaking, leadership and board retreats, and coaching and consulting. And as mentioned, I have over 25 years. Y'all, I'm 2 years away from having 30 years, so I just rounded it up. What's going to happen today in this time that we have is I'm going to ask you to step outside of your comfort zone. And so when you step outside of your comfort zone, right, you're going to learn a little bit about yourself. Some people don't like stepping outside their comfort zone. As you can see, I have no problem stepping outside of my comfort zone. These are all me stepping outside of my comfort zone, great learning outside of the comfort zone. The only thing I will not do again is I will not rappel off a building. So as Jenna mentioned, I used what I'm about to share with you. I used it for over 15 years as the CEO of an organization where I took the budget from $750,000 to 2.5 in an 8-year period. I had over, I did a $12 million capital campaign. I had over 180 days in cash reserve. None of this existed before that. And not only that, started an endowment with about $500,000. And my organization was located along the Texas-Mexico border. And I say that because that's the third poorest county in the United States. I say that because it doesn't matter your geographical area, if you're in an urban or if you're in a rural or if you're along the Texas-Mexico border, you put these principles in place and they will help you 3 times your fundraising approach. And that's what I've done with my clients, 3 times what they have in their revenue. So the objective for today, I'm going to try to slow down because I don't want to go too fast because I want you to get everything, is we're going to be talking about what is stewardship, because a lot of people don't understand what stewardship is. Why is it important? Why should you invest your time? I know you're a CEO. I know you're working in a nonprofit organization. You may be a board member. You have multiple things to do. So why should I stop and focus in on stewardship? Why is it important? I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to tell you where stewardship falls in the fundraising process. And you're going to be shocked where it falls, but I am going to share that with you. And then I'm going to give you some practical ideas about how to get started, especially in this personalization process of it. So what is stewardship, right? So basically, think of stewardship like marriage. If you think of fundraising like dating, getting to know someone, think of stewardship like marriage. Your organization is partnered with donors, and throughout the year, you're going to share special moments, just like a couple, right? You're going to share anniversaries. When was the anniversary of them giving to you? You're going to share holidays. That's Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, all the holidays, Valentine's Day. That's pretty important to couples in marriage. Valentine's Day. You're going to share birthdays, right? You're going to celebrate these things. And so you're going to send those thinking of you texts, right? One of some of my best time is spent in an airport sending those thinking of you texts or picking up the phone and calling my donors to say, hey, my mind got on you. So I'm just checking in to see how you're doing. I'm not asking for anything. I'm not asking for money. I'm checking in on them. We appreciate you video, but saying their name, saying, hey, Sabrina, I just want to thank you for your gift because it has such a great impact on the kids that we serve. Because of you, we were able to feed this many children, or because of you, we were able to spay or neuter this many animals. So it's sending those personalized videos that speak their name and share with them what the impact was. We're going to shower them with a little attention and make it a partnership that's sweet. And it's going to be personalized to them. You have to personalize this to the donor. It can't be generic. It's going to be personalized to them. So some stewardship basics. And if I'm looking up and down, I'm doing dual screen. So work with me here. When it comes to stewardship, there's three things that you need to remember. And it's three simple things. You got to remember the 3 P's. You got to thank them promptly and in a personal way. You got to share something on the impact, right? So on the programs, you got to give the donors information about how their gifts are being used. And you got to honor the intentions of the donor. Use the donor's gift how the donor told you that they wanted it to be used. And you need to recognize the donor in the way that you agreed to. So if you do these 3 things, your organization is going to distinguish itself from many other nonprofits, and not only will they distinguish themselves from other nonprofits, you'll be better able to maintain and increase the support of existing donors while attracting new supporters. There's a lot of us out there, and I say us because I am in this industry. There are a lot of us out there, and I serve on 2 fundraising boards. So I speak from a seat of experience. There are a lot of us out there who get the gift, and we fail to do a prompt and personal thank you. And that's what our donors want. They want a prompt, they want a personal thank you that shares the program impact. Those are the 3 P's. That's stewardship. Simple. So why is it important? So the value of stewardship, there's some value in this. I would not tell you to do something that would be a waste of your time, because again, I sat in that seat and I know you don't have time to waste. So if I'm asking you to invest this time, it is going to make a difference in your revenue. And when you make a difference in your revenue, you make a difference in your ability to impact your clients. So at the end of the day, this is about the impact that you can experience. So this is valuable. So listen. So stewardship helps ensure future support. No more of these one-time gifts and they go away. Stewardship offers you legal and public protection because you're letting people know how their dollars were invested in the mission. Stewardship strengthens board and volunteer engagement. Board and volunteer engagement. I'm going to say it again. Engagement, board engagement. Stewardship is where the board can dig in their teeth. Stewardship starts the cultivation for the next gift. It starts the cultivation for the next gift. Again, we're not in this so we can get one-time gift. We're in this so we can get some repeat gifts. So it starts that cultivation for the next gift. It moves from gift as an event to giving as a relationship. So it's not about buying a ticket to an event and they come to the event and that's it. You're going to take that event attendee on a journey. And that journey is a journey towards a relationship. And why are we going on this relationship journey? So you can get a repeat gift. So it builds trust and credibility. It changes the dynamics from nonprofit centered to donor centered. And we're going to talk about some donor centered language that you can use when you're doing your prompt thank yous. Donors see a good return again on their investment and they want to invest more. There's a pattern here. Stewardship is the right thing to do. It is the right thing to say thank you. If someone gives you something, then it is manners, it's proper manners to say thank you. And then your donors will not feel like an ATM machine. They won't feel like the only time you come to me is when you need money. You want that feeling to go away. And not only that, you want them to feel like they are part of the family of your organization that are making things happen for the client. And if those things don't warm, if the warm and fuzzies don't touch you, here's for my analytical people. So in a study conducted by Penelope Burt, board members, again, we're talking about board members' engagement and how they can sink their teeth into stewardship. Those board members that called to say thank you to donors within 24 hours of receiving a gift, the next time the donors were solicited, those calls gave 39% more than the other donors who did not get a call. So after 14 months, those calls were giving 42% more than the other donors who did not receive a call. So this is something, again, your board can sink their teeth into around fundraising. But I'm jumping ahead of myself. So let me go back to this concept. This thing of us not saying thank you. This thing of us not being good at that and not making time for that because we don't see the importance of that. We got to stop. You got to fix the leaky bucket because you can fix it really easy with the power of just 2 words, and that's thank you. And that thank you will get you repeat gifts. That is the value of stewardship. So developing a robust stewardship program is the most important thing you can do to retain your donors and upgrade your donors. This is what I know. Relationships plus results equal reoccurring revenue, which is all about retention. So build those personal relationships with your donors. Share with them the results of what your mission is doing, the impact that it's having. And again, the value of stewardship will show you that they will give again and again and again. You want to retain those donors because if you don't implement stewardship, this is what happens. Your donor's going to be surprised at the next solicitation. Not only they're going to be surprised, you're going to be surprised because they're going to say no, right? They're going to think, again, this ATM mentality. I never hear from you unless you want money. No one likes that feeling. We all got that family member who never calls us unless they need something, and it's usually to borrow some money. You don't want to be that family member. Don't put yourself in that position where your organization is that member and that family member. So the other thing is make acknowledgement, the acknowledgement was slow and coming, right? It took you months to send that thank you. And even when you did send the thank you, it was inaccurate. They spelled my name wrong. I have a major donor who his name is Byron. And if you spell his name like Brian, he's done with you. That's it. He's done. That's his pet peeve. So don't send out inaccurate. You didn't use my gift as I designated. They gave you the money. They said that they wanted to go here to invest in this program. And you said, we're going to do what we want to do anyway. Don't do it. And the worst that can happen is people start giving. Jenna, do not tell me my time is up already.
I'm the bearer of bad news today. Well, let me tell you, because we did have the shorter segment for goes to 1:45 Eastern.
Okay.
But if you just want to take the next couple minutes to wrap up or highlight
Yes.
one key area, and then we can, we'll share more about how folks can get in contact with you if they have any additional questions.
Well, y'all, that was the fastest 20 minutes. Okay, so I don't want to waste my time. So here it is. This is where stewardship fits. If you look at this, this is the fundraising process. The largest pieces of the fundraising process is cultivation, which is building relationships, and stewardship, which is maintaining those relationships. That is the thank you. So 75% of fundraising is relationships. So really quick, how do you get started? Because I hate coming to these things and nobody tell me the practical. Tell me the 1, 2, 3. Here you go. I'm gonna focus on the personalization. Hopefully you can see this. One is at the end of every board meeting, you can get your board members to write thank you cards. You can come in with a script. They don't write a name. They sign it, and then you can then take those cards, put them on your desk. When a gift comes in, you add the person's name and your signature as a CEO, and you send it out. Now, that's not as really personal as it could be. So let me tell you another way so you can personalize it. So prior to the board meeting, the CEO and the board members select 2 to 4 donors for appreciation cards. And selection is based on a personal connection and significance to the mission. The board member at the board meeting, the board chair announces the recipients and how they're connected to the mission. The CEO drafts the card explaining the purpose, and then the board members sign the card during the meeting, and then you mail the card out right after that. Now, last thing, because Jenna's going to come on and drag me off the stage, you need a stewardship plan. And I suggest you get a task force together. Are you smart enough to develop a stewardship plan by yourself? Yes, you are. But get yourself a task force of some board members and some volunteers to come up with how are we going to thank our donor. And it doesn't have to be complicated. I want it to be personalized. But if you sat in that chair like I did and it was just you and your board and you were like, how am I going to fit it in? I'm going to give you a quick one. It's not personalized, but it'll get you started if you're not doing anything else. So if a person gives $99 or less, that's 1 touch. For every 0 is a touch. So $99 or less, 1 0, 1 touch thank you card. They give 100 to $9.99. 2 zeros. They get a thank you card and maybe a phone call from a board member. $1,009.99 thank you card, made phone from the board member, and let's make it up, and a video, and so forth and so forth. You get it. That is the point. So, and if I had to focus on anything, I'm 1 minute over, but I'm going to say this: you focus on your first time donors, because it makes no sense to do this to lose your donors. Focus on your first time donors and think about it. Last thing, don't drag me off stage. I feel like I'm on the Apollo. Here we go.
You did great. You did great. Last one. Last
one.
Touch.
Here it is, guys. Do not forget this. We tend to forget this. It is a ladder. We are taking donors on a journey. They start out as suspects and potential donors. Then you have them come in as first-time donors. We usually lose them right there. There's so many more stairs on this ladder. They should go from first time donors, then to repeat donors, then to major donors, then to sustaining donors, and then to bequest and wills. And that is the full journey. But we keep losing them here because we don't have that personalization and that stewardship. And so, with that, let the research say it is smart to invest in stewardship. It works if you want to get more gifts. And that's it, Jenna. Yay!
Yay! Thank you so much for your energy and your enthusiasm and for engaging us today. As you can see in the chat, you've made a great impression with all of your insights into stewardship. And the good news is all of our registrants will have access to your amazing slides. So they'll be able to dig into all of the data that you've prepared for them. So if anybody, if anybody wants to reach out to you or contact you, what would be the best way through your
Yeah,
I think
just find me on my website. You can scan this
website.
QR code. You'll have my cell phone number here. That's my real cell phone, y'all. Now you call me, it's gonna go to voicemail, but leave a voicemail and then I call you back. Okay? I
Sabrina,
promise.
Sabrina, you're keeping it personal.
I
Thank
am
you.
keeping it personal. I want everybody to succeed in this.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much, Sabrina. And
Thank
we
you.
look forward to next time as well. All
Thank you,
right.
Jenna. Thank you. You be
All
blessed,
right.
okay? Bye bye,
As
guys.
well.